Hi, Pat Parelli here, and the question is, what other discipline would I like to try? Um, in the last almost 7 decades, I have tried several disciplines, but the thing that I really enjoy the most is cutting and reining cow horse. I competed in 1976, my first world championship snaffle bit futurity, and have competed several times there. And I really love the rein cow horse events because of it's kind of like 3-day eventing. It's multi-discipline. You've got to do the reining part, you've got to do the cutting part, you've got to do the cow work part. And now today even you've got, with some of them, you've got to be able to rope. So those are the things I love to do. I started cutting about 7 years ago for 2 reasons. One, I've got a handicapped son, Caton Ryder Parelli, and he had a stroke when he was 12. And they said, and he lost everything on the right side, but he's got about 70% of it back. But he also had hydrocephalus when he was a little boy, and he went into a coma at 3 months of age, and the doctor said they put a shunt in. They said, if he lives through the night, he will never walk or talk. Well, he walks and talks, rides and slides, spins and wins. He's won 5 championship belt buckles against able-bodied people. So I wanted to do a father and son thing, so we took up cutting. The second reason I did it is that in the herd work portion of the reining cow horse in the bridal spectaculars, I wanted to get better. Well, found out that not only did I get better, but I really learned a lot by delving into one single discipline. So really enjoy it because you do less and the horse does more, and I mean, it's like riding a border collie. It's really cool. So those are the events I like. My favorite form of exercise that applies to riding is riding the unicycle. I was a gymnast when I was in high school and college, and I had a 14-year rodeo career. I actually had a rodeo school, and I used to teach. I used to get all my guys to learn to get their balance on a unicycle. I was in Sun Valley, Idaho one time on a kind of a bicycle / paved jogging path, and I was unicycling down this jogger kind of jogs up next to me, and he says, "Does that improve your balance, riding the unicycle?" And I looked over and I said, "It proves your balance." So to me, the reason it works is because it's what I call the 4-ounce allowance. You only get 4 ounces one way or another, and you're down. And that's really what it takes to be great with horses, is to have that kind of balance, to be able to have that kind of an independency. So I think it's the best exercise for riding a horse. My favorite book is called 3 Magic Words by U.S. Anderson. It was written the same year I was born, 1954, and it's a very spiritual book, and it basically has every answer that I think anybody ever needs in life. So that's absolutely my favorite book, 3 Magic Words, U.S. Anderson. My favorite part of Equine Affaire is that it really brings together the same avatar, the same demographic model that I've modeled my business after, the recreational horse lover, the leisure horseman. And so I really think, there's statistics that I found in 1983, which has caused me to create my business, was that 80% of all horse owners did nothing competitive on a regular basis. And in those days, 75% of them were female. Well, today, it's more than 80% are female. And still, at least 80% of all horse owners do nothing competitive on a regular basis. They might like a discipline or this or that, and they might ride English or Western or something like that. But as far as that, and that 20% of the competitors is divided into about 200 little disciplines. Yes, dressage is big, and reining is big, and barrel racing is big. You could, some of those things, polo, you can kind of, jumping is huge, racing is huge, but there are all kinds of races. I mean, there's quarter horse races, there's Appaloosa races, there's 700-meter races, there's a mile and a quarter. You know, I mean, so I mean, there's all kinds of different disciplines, endurance racing, on and on and on. So I really think that the people that are in competitions have their magazine, they have their heroes, they have their mentors, they have their things they can talk about their sport and their endeavor. But what I find is that the recreational horse owner really oftentimes struggles to find real clues, and oftentimes they end up with what I call, by getting things from so many different places and people and things, they end up with a banana flavored pepperoni enchilada with pickle juice and sometimes a cherry on top. So what I like is that they can go to one place, Equine Affaire, and they can gravitate to the person or the thing that they wanted to learn all in one place. So it's kind of going to the mall, I guess. You go to one place, buy it all. So, and there, let's go one place, learn it all. So I think it's a brilliant idea to have something that really services all horse owners, but particularly the leisure horsemen and the recreational horsemen.